The Landsborough River flows from north to south along the main divide, linking Mount Cook and Westland National Parks with the Mount Aspiring National Park. Most of it's in a wilderness area, though they do open the wilderness area up once a year to allow hunters to go in and hunt for the majestic Himalayan Tahr. I can't read my paper because it's got all wet, but they were introduced back in the 1800s sometime by some fella off a ship, I believe to provide sport for the English gentlemen and food for shipwrecked sailors. Oh yes, here we are. I've managed to dry up my paper a bit. So, the history of Tahr. In 1904, the history of Tahr in New Zealand. In 1904, the Duke of Bedford gave the New Zealand government 6 Tahr selected from his herd at Woburn. I guess Woburn was back in the English countryside. Apparently, they were meaning to send 8 Tahr, but 2 of the Tahr leapt overboard during the voyage and swam off into parts unknown. 1 bull Tahr escaped and jumped overboard. So that only 5 Tahr got to New Zealand. Well, where did the other ones go? They came from... Oh, I see. 2 of them escaped before they could be shipped, so there was 6 of them. 1 of those Tahr jumped overboard and swam off to parts unknown. There you have it, straight from the horse's mouth. Made it in. What a flight. Pearl a day. Looks like it's going to be fine for a week. Saw 1 bull flying in, but not in our block, unfortunately. We're in the Zora, right up the top of the Landsborough. Both got our essential. Good footwear is quite important in the mountains. Quite rugged terrain up here. We've just seen our first Tahr. We've been sitting here and just down the valley for about 3 hours looking way up the top of that mountain, and then we had a look way up the top of that mountain, and then we looked way up the top of that mountain down there, and it turns out there's a Tahr just over the valley there. So we're going to put the camera on a tripod, set up the gun, see if we can shoot it. Whoa, there he goes. Oh, that was a good shot. Don't often see his Tahr stumbling. That was a bit of a bugger. We just spied a bull Tahr just across the valley on that face over there. Ranged at 350 metres, and we were setting up for a shot. And some clown on an airplane flew over and started doing loop-de-loops, and as soon as he heard that airplane, into the scrub. We've just spotted 3 or 4 bulls right up top of that hill. It's actually pretty steep. Doesn't look that steep in the camera, but we're hoping we can get up there. There's a lot of sheer rock there, and if we slip we'll probably die, but it's a glorious day to die, a glorious way to die.
Robin Hood and Little John walking through the forest, laughing back and forth at what the other has to say, reminiscing this and that and having such a good time. Oodle-lolly, golly, what a day.
That was a nice climb. We didn't quite get to the top of the hill, but we got a fair ways up, and by the time we got up there the Tahr had all bedded down. Couldn't see a damn thing, so it looks like they're living in the scrub and climbing up to feed, which is kind of strange. It's a good indication of how steep it is. You can reach out and touch the hill. How's your day going, Ben?
Yep, good mate, after the gut buster. Shame we didn't catch up off that ball, but shit happens. Hold
dead-eye dicks just spotted a bull on the skyline. I just wanted to show you the lovely colours that are all around us. I'm not sure if the camera's picking them up, but there's some nice pinks and greens, and that glacier's glowing. Extreme! We've seen some pretty good bulls up in those bluffs way over the other side there, and we've also seen a couple of good bulls in those bluffs way up there, but they're just a little bit inaccessible. We could probably get to those bulls up there, but we're just going to hang out and see if any come down. We just saw a young juvenile bull walk across the rocks and down under that glacier there and across, but we didn't shoot him. We thought we'd just wait to see if one of these big fellas showed himself. So it's starting to snow now. We're just going to hunker in against this rock and sit here for a couple of hours. We noticed the bulls across the other side up on those bluffs are starting to move down. The bulls that we're after today, which are on these bluffs behind us, we can't actually see them at the moment, but we're hoping they'll start to move down too. Our biggest worry, our biggest concern is that the cloud is going to push in and lower right down to where we are and reduce visibility, which it looks like it's starting to do. It's pushing in across those ranges behind us. But the cloud down in the valley, down the bottom there, that's starting to clear and lift, so we should be okay at this altitude in another couple of hours. We're hoping that a couple of those big bulls up there will move down to within shooting distance and we can get one. All the other tahr hunting parties are freezing their asses off in tiny little tents. We've got the Chateau d'Azur Creek here. Mountain radio, which appears to be about as useful as tits on a bull. No one's answering our calls. Maybe we didn't set the aerial up properly.